Hey, I'm Kono Garuda, and today we're taking a look at the DX Chogokin Dino Robo. This is one of the earliest Sentai figures that were ever made, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this also is the first 3 mecha component mecha that was made in Super Sentai. And of course this comes from the series Dynaman. Now I tried watching Dynaman, but honestly I couldn't get into it. It was fun to watch, but I don't know, I just wasn't really that invested with the characters, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to sit through 50 episodes of something that's so outdated. There even was a really obscure English dub for Dynaman, simply titled Dynaman, and this was the first time Super Sentai was ever brought over to the United States. But as you can see, I got the set here, and when I bought it initially, it was missing some parts. Most notably, it was missing everything except for one hand. But there was one seller on eBay that I was able to get in touch with, and he was able to get me all the missing parts, and now I have him complete, and he's ready for a review. As you can see, I do not have the packaging, so let's get right into the review. Starting things off with Dynamobile, it's extremely basic. There's not really much to it. It doesn't even look like a real-life jet. It's just a compact little thing. It kind of actually reminds you a little bit of the Activator Starscream that I reviewed previously, along with those other 2 Activators I reviewed. And one thing I don't like is that when you just let go like this, I don't know if it is broken or anything. I can't tell, but it doesn't really hold together. So if you want to play around with it, if you want to fly it around, it's gonna look like this. It's gonna look really weird, and it's pretty obvious that it's just a flying head. But it kind of reminds me of that thing that is used in Mazinger Z. I forget what it's called, but I think it's called a piler, which is this red vehicle thing that just docks into the robot's head, and that's what it reminds me of a little bit, now that I think of it. And if you watch my review on the Soul Chogokin Dynamobile 15, I mentioned this guy, the Dynamobile, and just a quick comparison, here is Rugger 1, and I compared this to this, and you can see the possible inspiration that they had for one another, or should I say this was inspired by this. Very similar looking vehicles that both form the head of a giant robot, which I think is pretty cool. It got some nice metallic paint on there. It's got this clip here. I'm not sure what that's for, come to think about it. And just says Dynamobile on there, on the exhausts and everything. And that's basically about it. Now here's Dynamobile. It's no Batmobile, but it'll do. It doesn't really look like it's part of a larger component until you see the back where it has a sticker, but you can see the hands. It has visible hand syndrome. But I think it looks great all around. It's got a lot of sticker detail on it. And the main body of the vehicle, which is all this stuff here, is all the blue you see here is die cast. And you can't really feel as much die cast, but once everything's all combined, you can feel the die cast a little more. And in the show, you can, I'll say you can, but in the show, the vehicle can actually fly like this. And it's piloted by Dyna Blue and Dyna Black, I believe. And wait, there's more. This thing apparently has a missile launching feature. Oh, and there's also some imprinted text on the bottom, which is really nice. But anyway, onto the missile gimmick. It comes with all these rockets, and it can only shoot 2 at a time, hold and shoot 2 at a time, so let's just do that real quick. Unfortunately, if you cannot transform this thing while you have the missiles in place, it'll just get in the way, so you have to remove them and put them on that tray that you just saw. And just to demonstrate, these things fire really far, so I'm just gonna have them shoot my hand. Very powerful springs, and that's very common for a lot of 80s toys that have missile launchers into their toys, at least with the robots, with the Godaikins and the Chogokins. That's really cool. Let's just do that one last time. It's so cool. There's not really much to say other than that. I mean, it's got the wheels, it's all plastic. Actually, is it plastic? Yeah, it's like a soft plastic, and it rolls really well. Now let's move on to Dyna Gary. Dyna Gary is like this futuristic car carrier vehicle, and the white here is made of diecast. And I forgot to mention that Dynamobile doesn't have any diecast metal, which is unfortunate, but oh well. But it's really cool to the touch, and you touch the white stuff on the sides. And I believe the feet, like these do become the feet, spoiler alert, but all the top bits here are all die-cast. It's really cool. It can move side to side thanks to the mechanism that's here. And the rest is all plastic. And you got this chrome here, and then all these buttons which are relevant to the transformation. And I think, no, these are not die-cast, they're just gray plastic, and these can retract for transformation. And there really isn't that much to say other than it looks interesting. It kind of looks like one of the Zords from the, what's it called, not the Stratoforce, the Centaurus Megazord has the Zord that looks a lot like this. And this is most likely the inspiration for that. But if I had the Centaurus Megazord, I'd definitely be doing comparisons with that Zord. But maybe I'll see that for another time. But there actually is a feature that you can do with all three of the Zords. And here we have the carrier mode, and I think this looks really good. There's not really much to say other than it's just the two other vehicles just stacked on top of this thing. But I just think it works. It just looks so retro and badass. Alright, now it's time to combine these guys into Dino Robo. Dino Robo. This thing looks absolutely fantastic. I just love how unified and how streamlined everything looks. It's a pity that modern Mecha and Super Sentai and Power Rangers don't have a design like this, because nowadays you would have, like, maybe this would be pink, this would be blue, this would be green, this would be black, and the middle would be red. But this, it doesn't even look like it transforms and comes apart, aside from those wheels in the back. And maybe Dynamobile's feet right here, the feet right here, which is Dynamobile. But I just love how it turned out. And it just looks great on all angles. And like I said, there are wheels back here. And there's a button right here that releases the head. And it doesn't really shoot very far, it just releases it. Just to quickly demonstrate. It just does that and just pop it back in. It can be a little hard to put it on. But with some trial and error, you should be able to just align it properly, and there you go. All around, looks great. Oh, something fell on the shelf above me. But for opposability, the arms can ratchet every 45 degrees, like every Sentai Mecha. Unfortunately, the other arm is kind of loose, and I think the ratchet's broken. It can barely hold its arm up, especially when it holds its shield, which we'll get to later. And it can also rocket punch, which is so cool. Just have it shoot the wall. That is just so cool. They don't make them like they used to. Now, the fist, one of the hands, is actually a replica. And it even comes with a little sticker sheet where I had to apply this little thing on. But that's pretty cool that the guy's able to supply me all these spare parts. I'll leave a link to his eBay page in the bio. And I just love this head sculpt. The cone head design makes me think of some of the G1 Seekers, like Thrust, Dirge, and Ramjet. That's what it reminds me of a little bit, for you Transformers fans out there. And I just love, I think this is supposed to be the Dynaman logo. I could be wrong. But I think their morpher has that symbol on it, has its design on it. I could be mistaken. But I don't know, I'm not really that invested in Dynaman, to be honest, but I just like their mecha, that's about it. Now, onto the accessories. You get this sword, which the blade can come off very easily, so be careful. Looks very retro looking. You can hold it like so. And he also comes with a shield, which looks a lot like Lionbot's shield. Oh look, there's that design right there. So there is some correlation going on there. And here's where the problems start to kick in. Because of the broken ratchet, you can't really hold the shield too well and just droops down. Which is a huge unfortunate occurrence. Just doesn't seem to hold it at all. But, oh well, it is what it is. Also, the sword doesn't hold well in his hand, like it kind of fits in there alright, but it doesn't really feel like a strong grip or anything. And like I said, this sword is very loose, it comes off very easily like that. So you just gotta, I might actually super glue this, to be honest. Just try to get a secure fit, but okay, I think I kind of got it in there for now. Alright then, let's move on to some size comparisons. Here's the high-grade Gundam Revive, the Black Series Darth Nihilus, Galaxy Megazord, Senpujin, Lionbot, the Soul Chogokin Dairoger 15, and the Dino Fury Megazord. Now, I was going to do a comparison with Jet Icarus, but I have it combined with Jet Garuda and it's tucked away on a top shelf. So it'd be really hard to get it down, so that's it for size comparisons. Overall, this figure is great. Now, I would love to give this the third fist bump, but honestly, I can't do that because of the clips on the legs that just feel so fragile. But this is still a really cool figure, and apparently this, along with a few other Sentai figures from the 80s, was released in the Godaiken toy line. And I just think it was so cool that some of these pre-Zyuranger mecha were released in the United States at the time. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. Thank you for watching, I'll see you on the flip side.